to the first ever edition of a brand new series we are calling Shadowland History. I am your host, Robbie Pankow, and I will be guiding you episode by episode through the entire career of Low-Key. I'll be conducting a series of interviews with Low-Key about his career and his discography, and then bringing them to you album by album in video form. Each episode will focus on a different album in Low-Key's career, and today we're taking it all the way back to the very first EP, Follow Me.
Do you want to go down beneath the dirt? Follow me as I creep beneath the earth. It's only one way out, one shot to the out, one shot to a mouth, to a bust.
I think I actually recorded the album at the end of 04, the beginning of 05, I want to say, because that's when I lived down there. And I do remember recording parts of it in the apartment that I lived at down there. I had a Korg D1600, which is like a fucking digital workstation is what they were called. What that was is basically a big ass mixing board with like an onboard computer and like a CD drive. You would load the beat onto the CD drive and then you would like kind of rip it onto the hard drive in the workstation and then you could record digitally. That was like my first setup. I had that for fucking forever. I want to say I had that all the way up to like fucking Chameleotic. Like, that thing was a fucking beast. And then I remember parts of it I recorded with Stitchmouth. I think he was out in Murfreesboro, Tennessee at the time. I did like half of Follow Me with Stitchmouth in his studio, and then I did probably the other half on my Korg. By the time the album came out, I think I might have been back in PA. The only reason I say that is I remember doing the photo shoot in Pennsylvania. I don't remember if I was visiting or what the fuck, but generally speaking, that album was created in Nashville, Tennessee.
Now, with a completed project, Low-Key took to the streets to promote Follow Me.
We look at music now and we look at artists that do free downloads and this and that and jump drives and fucking barcodes that you scan and whatever. But at the time, the concept of handing somebody a flyer that said free download at this link, download the album for free, was fucking not really heard of. We started doing that in like with the very first like group albums that we were doing, and the only other artist really at that time that did it at any level was Tech9 when he did Absolute Power. I want to say was the one that he gave out. That was the campaign. It was, you get the flyer, it's download the album free at this link. Nobody did that at the time. That was not a thing. So it stood out. So when you got a flyer that said, oh shit, free album, and the artwork was really dope. So you knew it was legit. It wasn't like, oh, some shitty free album. It was like, oh, what is this? Right. So that was how we made a lot of our fans at the time, because it was kind of innovative and unique at the time to promote music that way. So Follow Me, actually, we followed a few of the tours. I don't remember what exact tours it was, but hand-to-hand promo, free album. We would roll up with like 10,000 flyers to a show. We'd have 4 people at the doors when people come out from the show. When they're leaving, we got 2 people on each side. Every person gets a flyer, and 60% of those flyers wound up on the fucking ground. But of the 40%, maybe 10% of them actually went home, downloaded the album, and maybe, 1% of them fucking winds up loving it and being a fan. But it adds up. When you do that, we would follow whole fucking tours down the whole coast and do that. So we would be hitting, 1,000 people a night or whatever. So really, that's how it got out. But because it was online also, we were building that online presence with sites like Horcore.com back in the day. That was kind of the meeting ground, dude, where just everything kind of converged in the scene to this one place where you will find new music, find new artists, or if you were artists, find fans. Honestly, everybody was just in this one place. So if you were artists and you had money, you could buy ads they had banners you could fucking rent. It sucks that something like that doesn't exist anymore. I don't know how people fucking find new horrorcore music at this point. Like, I guess you just see something on Facebook. Like, I don't know how that works.
Along with Horcore.com, there were websites like Kill Music, where Low-Key submitted Follow Me's Broken Reflection in the running for a contest.
The original version of Broken Reflection, it won the Kill Music contest, which is actually how I met Menacide.
Mirrors all around me and I'm slipping out reality with images of organs swimming in a pool of gravity. Can't stop insanity from choking me out. Every time I hit a blunt and taste the smoke in my mouth, it's like I ain't tripping, but this shit is catching up with me. It's drifting in and out, the shadows whispering and touching me. I must have seen 100 people die in my life. It's escape many situations cause my timing was right.
Killmusic.com. It was its own like horrorcore forum, I guess, / website at the time. They had a contest at the time where basically you would send in a song. Basically the fans would vote on it. And I was like super newcomer at the time. There was people in there that were super established, even people that I listened to. So I had no fucking expectation of winning that contest at all. I just sent it in on a whim. And honestly, like, Follow Me wasn't even out yet, I don't think. Or if it was, it had just come out. I didn't even know I was going solo. Really, like, I was just making a solo album. So when it won the contest, essentially part of the fucking prize was you get a verse from Menacide, an assigned LP record of the Drugs album that he did. So he wound up reaching out to me and we did the fucking track for solo.
Yeah, 7 seals, so sick, motherfuckers, Menacide, no kid. You know how we 215, 616, go through the Philly. 215, you know how we roll, we run it.
And like wound up becoming homies, and that's our backstory, me and Menacide.
For his first foray into solo music, I think Follow Me is a really good EP. I listen to it regularly to this day. I think tracks like Follow Me, Spark Something with Wicked One, and of course Broken Reflection can still be considered among Low-Key's classic songs. It's a little rough around the edges, the influences can be a little obvious, and the musical exploration Low-Key would become known for are not yet present. But if you're a fan of early 2000s horrorcore, I think there is a lot to love here. I am personally a big fan of the Follow Me EP, and I would suggest that you check it out.